the cloud.
There we go.
We are on. Okay. We have a special guest tonight, Samantha Harris, social media marketing strategist. I've known her for several years now. We met through the San Diego Moms blog, and she has been working with them for many years, helping them with their social media strategy and stuff like that. And she is a wealth of information. What I love about her most is she has a way of making social media concepts really easy to understand. And it almost feels like it's easy when she explains it. You're like, I can do that. I can do that. So she's awesome. Go follow her at Auctus Social and at Content and Connection. We'll throw those up in the chat. But without further ado, Samantha.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. And I totally appreciate the invite, Suzanne. I'm going to go ahead and screen share with you guys. I'm the type of girl who loves to work off of like what are these called? Like slides, I guess. So they're good for me, but they're also good for you if you're a visual learner. So I will have the chat open if you guys have questions during all of this. I may not address them during, but I might go back through. So if you're like scared you're going to forget your question, just feel free to chat it in. So welcome to Reels training with me, Samantha. So excited to be here. So let's get to know each other. I would love for you to drop your handles in the chat box so that I can get to know you.
30 seconds.
Are we good?
I thought.
So I can get to know you and follow along. Awesome. Great job, guys. So I'm Samantha. You can find me on Instagram at Auctus Social. I know it's a really funky word, but it is Latin for growth, Auctus is. And so the idea was people would ask me what it meant and then they would remember. It's kind of a little marketing trick. And then you can also find me on Content and Connection, all one word. I am a marketing strategist and business mentor. And like Suzanne said, we have known each other for over 3 years now. She has been a founding member of Content and Connection, and she is one of my dearest friends as well. So I am super excited to be here and talk to you guys all about Reels. Reels are all the rage lately. They're what everybody's buzzing about and what is kind of like the most intimidating thing we've probably ever had on Instagram, if you would agree. I mean, for me, it definitely is. I do not identify as a creative. I'm more of like a left brain creative where I love strategies and like ideas and big picture stuff, but I'm not super into like artsy stuff, right? And so I find it really hard to come up with this kind of stuff. I'm great with like getting the ideas out there, but actually executing it is a little harder for me. So I'm here to help you feel a lot better about it and make you feel like, okay, this is actually doable. We can do this in bite-sized pieces and we can take advantage of this, because what you're going to learn today is that not only are Reels amazing, but it is important to kind of go with the flow when it comes to the way that content changes. People's preferences change because of the way that the internet works and how there's always something newer, better, and faster coming out. People's preferences and the way they consume content changes a little bit too. And so you will be rewarded by staying on top of that. And we're going to kind of chat about that a little bit as well. So what are Instagram Reels? Let's talk about it. In my opinion, basically TikTok, but better. So I've got a few reasons. I know it's a controversial opinion, but I've got a few reasons why. So first thing is, just how they did in 2016 with Snapchat and Instagram stories. You guys probably remember that when that whole war happened with Instagram and Snapchat. Instagram has now gone ahead and taken a large Generation Z trend and incorporated it on Instagram for us to use. And yes, there will be a learning curve, but we're up for it, right? That's why we're here. So we will get the benefits with Reels of creating those fun short form content without the risks of TikTok. Now, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not an American owned company. There are some security risks there, some things with kids that are kind of sketch. So you've already got an audience on Instagram, right? Even if you've only got 100 or 300 followers, you've got more of an audience than you do on TikTok. So why not take what you've got and build on it, right? That's the way I see it. This is a new way that people are really enjoying creating content. So it's going to behoove you in so many ways to participate. So without those risks of TikTok and with the benefits of creating in a space where your audience already hangs out rather than building from scratch on a brand new platform. So Reels can be found on the Explore page. If you're not familiar on like where to find them, how to start doing them, they can be found on the Explore page if you haven't gotten the update, or via the Reels icon at the bottom ribbon if you have the update. So I'm just going to show you a quick screenshot of what this looks like. If you have the older version, like I still have on one account, you're just going to find your Reels right here at the magnifying glass on the Explore page. And if you've got the update, you likely have this little Reels icon in the bottom, and that's where they're going to be located. Along with these updates came updates for time. So I'm going to insert that really quickly because it's not part of this presentation. It's about probably 2 weeks old now, maybe 2.5 weeks old, that they introduced an additional 15 seconds for a total of 30 seconds on updated platforms. It is not something that you earn. So it's not like the swipe up at 10,000. Instagram really wants to do away with those earning type of things because it puts a lot of pressure on people to like compare and do things they're not supposed to do, like buy followers. So they are just kind of rolling this out as they are. That's the best way for me to say it. So one of my accounts has 30 seconds and one of them does not. Another thing you need to know is that you don't have audio privileges if you're a business profile. Most of you guys being oilers are going to be personal brands. So it's totally okay to have a creator profile instead of a business. Young Living is the business, so they need to have a business profile, but you are a creator. You are a content creator. You are a personal brand. You are a person who happens to sell some oils. So you can have a creator and have both the insights, like the perk of having insights, but also you get the perk of having music. So if you haven't yet changed your account to a creator account, it might be a good idea because that's the way that you get kind of the best of both worlds. Because of copyright issues, Instagram doesn't allow businesses to have music both in their stories and on their reels. So little tip there. So why should we use Reels? I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons. So number 1, the algorithm just gained a major part. If you've ever heard any of my teaching before, I always talk about how the algorithm is like a soccer player. He's got 2 arms and he's got 2 legs, and he needs them to all be in working order in order for the coach to put him on the field. Otherwise, he's getting benched. So I'm going to tell you the 4 parts of the algorithm just really quickly, and you're going to want to write these down, but we're giving them ahead today. So part number 1 are the, I'm losing my train of thought. It's after 5 o'clock, guys. Part number 1 are the posts in your feed. Posting consistently is the biggest and most important part of the algorithm. Part number 2 would be your right hand, and that is going to be consistently posting in your stories. Part number 3 is going to be your left leg, and your left leg needs to be in working order as hashtags. And your right leg is going to be outward engagement / growth strategy. And now we are giving this soccer player a head, and he is Reels. So all 5 of these things need to be in good working order for us to not get benched by the algorithm, AKA for us to get the most out of the work that we're putting into Instagram. If you're putting all your time and effort into writing these amazing posts, but not doing stories and not using hashtags or any of the other things, you're not going to get as great of reach as you could possibly be getting. And you guys have to remember, this is free. So we need to use it as much as we possibly can. So soccer players got a head now, and it's important to use our head. All right, reason number 2, exposure to new audiences in a huge way. So we've got our captive audience, and they are going to interact with us, and they're going to help our reels get boosted because they're seeing it already. And because of that, Instagram is going to show us to brand new audiences who are similar to the people that are already engaging with us. What does that mean? It means more visibility in front of your ideal client. That's what it means. So you always want to be an early adopter of things like this on Instagram, because when you adopt these new tools, you are rewarded with more reach as well. So even if we look back to like when Reels first started, a lot of our Reels were getting like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 views. And you'll notice they've slowed down a little bit. That's just because if we look at this like a pizza, the slices were a lot bigger before because there weren't as many people participating. Now we're getting some thinner slices here, right? So the earlier we adopt, the more consistent we are, and the more reach we get from our current audience, the bigger our slice of pizza is going to be. I use a lot of like innuendos and stuff, so hopefully you can follow. All right, reason number 3, as I mentioned earlier, viewer habits change and their attention span is just getting shorter and shorter. We all know we scroll through wherever we're scrolling and pretty much we lose attention within 3 seconds. And that attention span is getting shorter and shorter. So Reels gives us the opportunity to reach an audience, and one of you said this, but tell a whole story in a really short amount of time. So reaching an audience that likes that quicker, to the point type of content, getting yourself in front of those people who are your ideal client, who can just by taking that little tiny bite already want to go look at your profile, already want to see more, already want to trust you, like you, get to know you better, watch your stories, dive deeper, right? So this is that best way to really, really provide an awesome handshake that tells a full story. All right, everybody good with those reasons? Now we're going to talk about Reels versus stories. Some of you might think, oh, cool, Reels. I like this better than stories. I'm not going to do stories anymore. And I'm going to say, no, girlfriend, because they serve totally different purposes. All right. So like I said, Reels are kind of an all-encompassing thing. They have a start and they have an ending. Stories are like a forever thing. You can be talking about the same thing 3 days from when you said, right? And people are going to follow along. So let's get down to the bottom of the difference between Reels and stories. Number 1, Reels are there to capture people's attention. Stories are there to stay top of mind. So a little bit different there. Reels are exposing you to that brand new audience, and stories capture the attention of your current audience. They keep them captivated. They keep you top of mind with them. Reels are there to tease a topic or tell a complete story or lesson, while stories take your viewers through a process. It could be over multiple days, it could be over multiple minutes, but it's much more on the fly and informal. Reels are short form, 15 to 30 seconds maximum, and stories really don't have a limit. If you watch my story or Suzanne's story, you know that we can get on there and talk. And you know that there's no limit, right, to some people's stories. So they can be as short as a photo or a quick video, but they can be as long as up to a minute of recording inside the app and multiple minutes if you keep going. So totally different reasons to do each of these. Yes, you still need to do both of them, and you should have a strategy for each one. Now let's talk about content types of Reels that you might see out there. And the first myth that I want to debunk is that you have to dance to be successful here. I'm not a dancer. I'm not going to get up there and shake my booty. So you will not find me getting hummus deals like Charlie. You will find me talking about marketing on there. So there are 3 different types of like core buckets of content that you can play into. And here's some fun ideas for you guys. So you can either entertain, you can educate, or you can motivate. And these might seem really similar to the content that you're already putting out there on Instagram and Facebook. They're just in a new format. So it's going to be the same type of thing, just a little bit shorter form and a little bit more fun. So you can be funny. You can dance, you can follow the trends. So today in our, we started a challenge today, a Reels challenge. And one of the ones that we did today was following a trend. So if you guys have heard the yep, nope one, where you follow the audio, that's one of the trends. Another trend that has been popular was the, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm not going to do it. I did it. Have you guys heard that one? So that's another fun trend. So following along with things like that. I will say that Reels and TikTok are different from regular Instagram in the way that it's okay to take a little more inspiration from each other, AKA, I don't want to say copy because I really don't like that idea, but it's okay to take someone's idea and make it your own, as to where on Instagram, like in your captions and your photos, that can get real tricky real fast. But there are trends on Reels and we want to play along with this. So If you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to those trends, I want to encourage you to spend some time watching reels and really kind of soaking them in and you know, deciding what you like and what you don't like, what you think is a good idea and what you're like, oh my God, I would never do that. The next option you have is to do some type of start to finish behind the scenes. You can do like a voiceover vlog style. You can speed up a video and take them through your day at Disneyland, or one of you guys was saying one of your processes with the oils, like speeding that video up, maybe even voiceovering or adding words and music. However you want to do it, you can entertain them and educate with that. So for education, you can do tutorials, tips, walkthroughs, green screens. If you guys have seen that, you can put like a screenshot behind you and like point at things. That would be really cool to point out like toxic ingredients and stuff and like labels. But green screens are really fun, and it's an option for reels. And then of course, introducing yourself. If you've been around me for any length of time, you know that Friday introductions are super important because you need to be introducing yourself to your new audience all the time. You need to give them a place to relate with you. So introductions are really important. As far as motivation goes, positivity, making people smile, before and afters, testimonials, all this good stuff, all the same type of stuff you're already doing, just in a different format. So let's talk a little bit about strategy. Yes, it was going to come to this. We can't just go on here and have fun and post reels willy-nilly. We need to make sure that the work that we're putting in is going to have an outcome, right? So if we're going to do it, we may as well do it right. So posting consistently, just like everywhere else, is going to be part of this. You don't want to jump in, dip a toe in, and run away, because your algorithm is not going to love you if you do that. However, if you decide how often you're going to post and you're going to stick to that, that's going to be the best course of action. What I'm doing is twice per week on the days that I don't post. So I post to my feed Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the other 2 days I post my reels. I also have themes for my reels. So on Tuesdays, it's more about education, and on Thursdays, it's more about motivation. So that can help you structure and plan for what and when to record. You do want to share your reels to the feed, guys. That is an option, but sharing them to the feed and having them sit there for at least 48 hours, if not staying there, will help you get that interaction you need up front to stick around and show up for new people. So you're going to have your crew that already loves you, hype you up, get you those likes, get you those comments, get you those shares, so that Instagram will show it to other people as well. Because if you don't get good engagement up front, they're going to think, nobody wants to see this, and they're going to push it back down. When you share to the feed, your followers will see it, and it'll help you rank faster in the algorithm. The more views, the longer the people watch, the more shares and engagement, the more Instagram will show your reel on the Reels page. Hashtags. Yes, absolutely. You should be using hashtags. You're going to want to place them in the first comment, just like we do on Instagram posts, so that it doesn't distract from your caption or from your video, but this will make you searchable, and it will help them show up under specific searches. So if you guys want to try right now on your phones, just make sure you're muted. You can search any hashtag, like search the hashtag boss babe. And the first thing that will show up is a section for reels. You want to be able to show up under things people are searching, not only in your posts, but now in your reels. For me personally, I was thinking about buying combat boots, Doc Martens, because they're a trend, and I thought they looked really cute, and I wanted to see people styling them. So I just searched the hashtag for Doc Martens, and I found a ton of really cute reels like showing me how to style them. So I was like, yes. People might be looking up things like oil recipes, especially going into like cold and flu season. I call it flu shot season, but going into this season, people are going to be looking for immunity boosters. Just be careful, guys, being in the wellness industry, what hashtags you're using. Right now, a lot of hashtags are being banned and shadow banned. Anything to do with like immunity and natural stuff might get you in trouble, just like that's just an industry tip for you guys, not really real specific. So the Reels section of each hashtag is really cool. Not only great for you to show up there, but also great for your growth strategy. If you don't know what growth strategy is, it's something I teach to help you grow on Instagram organically by ideal client type of followers. You will also want to share your reel in your story and encourage other people to share it. You can ask them right there in the reel. You can say, hey, if you loved this, share it with your audience, and like point down. Totally okay to do that. Shameless plug. Unlike the rest of Instagram, like I just mentioned, it is okay to use other people's content as inspiration and remake it. You're not going to repost anyone else's reel as your own, but it is okay to take it as inspiration. Be sure to remain authentic, but following trends on Reels is good, just like on TikTok. Trends would include using a popular audio or remaking a popular type of content. Views are currently the only method that we have for measuring our success on Reels. So we don't have swipe aways. We don't know how many people have followed us from the Reels. We don't know how many people shared them. We don't know none of that yet. But we are hoping, fingers crossed, they keep updating things for us within Reels. So we are hoping that we get some metrics for Reels, just like we have for posts and stories. We're hoping for that real soon, because it would be really helpful to know if people actually like the content and they're not just viewing it. All right, so how do I use this thing? I'm not going to do any screen sharing of the phone today. I will go through like a few of the like what the buttons mean and all of that kind of stuff. But as far as apps go, there are two that are really good. My favorite is InShot, and then my intern and I are doing a Reels challenge right now, and her favorite is Video Shop. If you edit inside of Instagram, know that you do need to post it right then, because if you save it, it's not going to save the music. So you can save it without the music, but it is really hard to edit in Instagram fully, especially if you're doing any like transitions or anything like that. If it's an easy peasy one, that's fine, but you can really only take and edit the video if you do it right there on Instagram. So it is going to be in your best interest to download one of these apps. I will tell you, don't pay for it until you know you love it. So use the free one for as long as you can. And when you decide which one is for you, then you can decide if you want to pay for it. But I wouldn't buy it right off the bat. There is no saving with music. I mentioned that. Outside editing apps allow you to save to the camera roll, which is great for planning and repurposing your content. Guys, if you're going to take your precious time to create this reel, you want to get the most out of it. So consider reposting it on places like Pinterest, maybe Facebook if the audience is right. Consider repurposing that content and getting the most out of it. You are going to need a cover photo for your reel, either way, whether you post it in your feed or not. Cover photos are important to have. Cover photo, what did I mess up there? Mess up something. Cover photos are important to stay consistent with your branding and your feed. Your feed needs to look good. And so they need to see that cover photo, not just like a random image of you like doing that, because they're not going to know what that is. But your cover photo will tell them exactly what it is by adding text and on-brand imagery. You can easily make cover photos in Canva, StoryArt, StoryChic, anything like that. Just make sure that, again, it is on brand. So let's talk about some of the features inside of Instagram when it comes to the Reels app. So right here, you've got the length. If you have 30 seconds of availability, it will give you an option. If you only have 15, you're not going to see this at all. Audio, same thing. If you have a business profile, you're not even going to see an audio button because they don't allow it. But you can use original audio in a hack that we are teaching in our challenge. This is where you can add music to your reel. You must add the audio before you start recording. Otherwise, it's not going to let you go back and do it. You'll have a reel with no music. So make sure that you include that. If you don't have audio, you'll find the original audio file and you will create a little collection where you can keep your audio files. Reels did just release a new update today. For some people, I don't have it yet, but an update really similar to TikTok where you can save all the audios you want to use. So that's coming, something to look forward to. The speed, this allows you to speed up or slow down your clip if you're going to record in Reels. The effects is a filters, just like in stories. So that's one of the cool perks of Reels, is that not only are they going to have all your filters that you've already saved in stories, but you can also search things like that green screen I talked about and different types of effects. It also has the align feature, which is something that only Instagram has. They don't have that on TikTok. And it's really cool, where it kind of looks like a little ghost version of your last movement. So you can line yourself up with that in your transition and go right back to it. So you know how people do those jumping videos, or the ones where they throw the shoe up and kick it? This is what helps them do that. So that align feature is found in effects. And then of course the timer, this is just the same as how it works on stories. It's going to allow you to be hands-free and record for a certain set amount of time. The align feature right here. This will help with smoothing your transitions and making sure you are in that same position. The back arrow will take you to your last clip, where you can trim or discard clips. And then of course you can add text and stickers and all of those fun things, just like you can in stories. So any questions? I do have a little special offer for y'all, but I will save that for after questions.
I just had a quick question on the audio. When I make my videos and like my kids are talking, but then I put the music over it and then I speed it up, it's like chipmunks. They're like, oh, you can hear the people talking. How do you get rid of that and just have the music?
So what you would do is you would mute it first. So I do that on my stories all the time, where like I'll take a video. You just have to use that little audio button at the top. It's not showing it in these screenshots, but you know how on stories it has that little like
microphone
button? Yeah, like a speaker.
Or like, well, yeah.
You'll just mute the audio and then you'll put the music on.
So while recording, you're muting it first.
Well, that's a really good question. So you're recording and the music is playing in the background?
No. I just mean I'll record a video and then I want to get the kid's voice out and the music there. So during the recording, do I hit the mute button while I'm recording it?
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So I would record it. I'd probably record it outside of Reels, like just in stories or something. Press the mute button so you know it's going to do it. I don't think it has that capability inside of Reels, now that I'm thinking about it, because you have to start with the music and you don't want the music to play over them talking. If that makes sense. So if you upload the video and it's already muted, then you're good to go.
You mean you can make a video and then put it into Reels? You can make a reel out of the pre-recorded.
It's easier that way. So it's much easier to edit outside of Reels, because if you're editing the video in Reels, it had to have been shot and the whole thing has to be done right then and there. And that's what people don't have time for. Like, who has an hour to like shoot the video, then edit it, then choose the right music and all of that? It's a lot. So the other thing that Reels doesn't allow is for you to upload just still images by themselves. Like, it doesn't allow you to make like a montage of things. It just allows you to record right there. And so you can't upload multiple videos and pictures, but you can do that outside of Reels. I'll show you. I just did one it doesn't have any sound yet, but I just did one for my intro. So you'll see I put a few different pictures and videos together, and this is what I'm going to use to introduce myself. So I'm just going to put some text on the screen and I'm going to play it over over music.
So you're doing that. So you're doing that in InShot.
I did it in InShot.
Uploading it from InShot into Reels. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you like videotaping like just little chunks? You're like, oh, I'm gonna video me, doing this, and then I'll video me doing that or whatever.
That's how I do it. I prefer it that way just because I feel like inside of Instagram, it's like so much pressure. Because I'm probably not going to do it all right then. And I don't want to lose any of that content,
I have a question about adding text. I did something in InShot, but I forgot to add text. So I was going to hopefully quickly add text with Reels, and it put it in the beginning and I couldn't move it. like I could in InShot. And I was
So
like,
you've got to tap the text in order to like select it, and then it'll let you move it. It's actually easier once you get the hang of it to do the text in Instagram versus InShot. But you do have
Try
to like
again.
tap it. So you'll notice how it'll like be chunked up down at the bottom, and you'll be able to actually change like how long it stays, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And you can also like move it around, but it does have to be selected. Just like if you were going to change the wording that you put on a story, you would have to tap it first and then backspace, right?
So I'm tapping it on the screen, not on the bottom.
No, it'll come up on the bottom and it'll have like all the different buckets of text that you put up there. Tap the one that you want to move or edit, and then you'll have the freedom to do that. All right. Any other questions about Reels?
I have another another clarifying question about the order of operations here. I've never used InShot. So am I understanding this right? I would make the easiest way is to make my whole video, whatever, all my clips in InShot. That way I don't have to do it in one fell swoop, which is why I haven't done Reels yet, because I tried and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't save it. Like, I'm not ready to do all this.
Yeah.
So I do it in InShot, and I just have to make sure that's 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about like the speeding up or, you know, the speed of it? Is that an InShot?
All in InShot. Mm-hmm.
That's all can be done in InShot. Okay.
So essentially you want your video to be like completely done without music and text. Just all ready to go, and then put it into Instagram. You can upload it right there, add your music, add your text on Instagram.
And filters, or is filters in InShot too?
What I do is I do my filters when I'm recording.
In InShot.
You don't record in InShot, you just edit in InShot.
Oh.
So I like to film a lot of my videos using like the Instagram stories camera.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that way I can put my favorite filters and all that kind of stuff on them.
Okay. So InShot is just the editor.
Just
do the videos. So stories, over to InShot, back to Reels. Boom.
I know it sounds like so much work, but I promise once you get 3 or so under your belt, you're going to be like, oh, this is easy peasy.
Okay. Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just started learning InShot a little more because my daughter's been playing around with it, and I did learn how you can stack clips, you know, behind one another. So you could have like a little clip that you taped, and then you can add the next clip behind it. So videos you're pulling from your camera roll or pictures or whatever, but it's a really robust app. Definitely need to get in there more.
Yeah.
So for November, we need to get on the calendar the InShot training next, right?
So any other questions?
I guess I have one question, which is if you only have 15 seconds and you've pre-recorded your stuff, and then you get to InShot, let's say I'm making a video on how to make a face serum, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pre-record that, and what if my content is like 30 seconds long and I only have 15 seconds? That's why I always think to make it an Instagram, it limits you.
Right. So you can speed them up. And so this is what I was telling one of the gals earlier, is that even if your video is 30 seconds, you don't have to record it in Hyperloop. You can just speed it right up right there. So you can dictate the speed and the length of each of your clips inside InShot or VideoShop.
But would you say there's a rule of thumb of you shouldn't have obviously a minute of content if you're going to try to squeeze it down into 15 seconds, or else it's going to be Speedy Gonzalez the whole time?
Well, it just depends. You're definitely going to want to watch it through and see how it feels. But Reels is meant to be kind of a sped up process. It is meant to tell a full story in a short time frame. So it's okay if some of them are kind of Speedy Gonzalez, because people are getting bored with watching the full like makeup tutorial, right? Like on like YouTube style. They just want the sped up one. They want the highlight reel, right? They don't need 45 minutes of you being like, okay, here's my palette and this is what I'm doing with it. You know, they don't need the whole thing. They want it in 15 seconds. So, of course, like see how it feels at the end. But that was probably my personal biggest challenge, was taking all my clips and consolidating them into 15 seconds. And if you still find that hard, 30 seconds is coming. And that will feel a lot easier. But I think it's just something you've got to get used to.
Paris, I was doing a video of myself doing the Great Day protocol, which took about a minute. And that's what I was going to speed up, because exactly, they don't need to see me literally rubbing it on my body and stuff like that. It'd just be fast. But Samantha, my question is, in InShot, I can speed up the video, because I haven't seen that.
You can speed up the video and you can do a voiceover. So you can speed it up and then you can voice over while it's playing, and you can tell them what you're doing in that perspective. So
Okay,
it
I need an InShot tutorial.
Well, I will move on to the next part here, which will hopefully be exciting for you guys. So we started this today, so you're not late to the game, because almost no one was able to show up live. Everybody's going to be watching the replay, so you're technically right on time. We are doing something called the Let's Get Real Challenge, and it is a 3-week series of in-depth walking you through how to make 6 different types of reels, how to edit, how to voice over, how to use InShot, how to use Video Shop, walking you through every aspect of it. Not only are you going to get the education, you're also going to get the accountability and the community out of it. Because I can sit here and preach to you all day long and tell you how to do it, but are you going to go take action? Probably a lot easier if you have a community backing you up and making sure you do it, right? So today there were 2 assignments. One of them was an intro, and we showed 3 different types to choose from. And then we also had the Yep Nope video. So those just have to be done within the week, and people are turning them in. It's kind of just like any other Instagram challenge, but it's a lot more fun and a lot more educational. So 3 weeks, 21 full days of guided training and support. We're doing this inside of a private Facebook group for questions and accountability and community. There are 2 reel assignments per week for a total of 6. So you, at the end of this, are going to be like, oh my gosh, I know how to do all the types of reels now. I know how to kick my boot up and put on a new boot. I know how to go bippity boppity boo and be a whole new person, right? I know how to introduce myself. I know how to point and have text pop up, all the things. So we just started this Reels challenge today. There's 1 Facebook Live per week, but again, they are recorded for you to replay and rewatch as many times as you need to. And we are doing this at an amazing price. So $29 for members of Content and Connection. If you happen to be a member or want to become one, we can chat about that. Or $39 for non-members of Content and Connection. We would love for you to invite your friends and your teams, because this is an incredible challenge. This is the first time we're doing this, so this is the last time it's going to be this cheap. Next time it's probably going to be quite a bit more pricey, and we're not doing it again until probably mid-January. So if you want to jump in, I can put the link here for you. But are you in, sister? I do have a little special treat for you. I know Suzanne is jumping in. I do have a little special treat for you, just for you guys, just for this group. I am going to give you this little Reels checklist. I'm not going to stay on it very long because I don't want y'all to screenshot it. But I'm going to give you that little Reels checklist if you decide to jump in today. So I am going to put the link in there for you, which I unfortunately did not have prepared, like a silly person. But if you've got any questions about the Reels challenge, I am more than happy to answer them for you. So just going to grab the link. Just looks like Jelly has a question. Does IG have the audio clips from things like movies, movie quotes, voiceovers, things like that? They're getting better. There's something that we're going to teach you about called original audio, and people are uploading things to Instagram all the time. Originally, they didn't have a whole lot of audio, honestly. And so that's why TikTok was like so much more superior, but they're getting better and better. So what I teach them to do, and what you're going to learn if you jump into the challenge, is how to create an audio folder so that anytime you run across an audio that you want to use, you can easily access it, because it's really hard to search for them, to be honest. It's pretty rough. But again, Reels is getting better and better every day. We waited about a month and a half and after they released Reels, so that of course we could learn it, but also because we knew they were going to be like creating all these new updates. They probably changed like 60% of the way things function just in that month that we were trying to learn it, before we put our training out. And we just put our training out a few weeks ago. And between our training and our launch of our challenge today, two things changed in a major way. So it's just like, all right, Instagram, we're here for the ride. But yeah, if you guys want to sign up for this, the link is right here. If you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer them. But we will be live on Instagram. Today we had to do Zoom because technical difficulties. So either way, there's going to be a replay, but probably next week we'll be on Zoom as well. It's super nice because it's webinar version, so you can show up in your PJs. No one's going to see you. But I see a few of you coming through. I'm so excited to welcome you into this. And I can't wait to help you and take you by the hand and help you navigate Reels. Maybe some of you guys for the first time, maybe some of you guys for I've dipped my toe in 2 or 3 times and I still don't have it. That would be like totally how I would be, just because like I said, I don't identify like as a super creative person. But here's the thing, that's okay. We're not here to dance if we don't want to. And we're not here to do things we don't want to in general. We're going to do this the way it feels good for us and the way that it resonates with our clients. So every part of social media is doable, guys, and it's doable in your own way. You just have to find the rhythm that works for you. All right. So Margaret, since you mentioned a membership, do you want to tell us what that is?
I was just going to say that.
I wasn't prepared to talk about it because I didn't want to do like too much, but I'll tell you just a little quick snippet and then maybe I'll let Suzanne talk about it a little bit because she's a founding member and she has always been a huge part of Content and Connection. And she's actually one of the reasons I made Content and Connection. So Content and Connection exists because I would work one-on-one with clients and then they would have this amazing strategy, but then they didn't have any way to stay up to date on changes on social media because like I just said, Reels has changed like a million times in the past month. And they didn't have any way to get content outside of hiring a professional photographer all the time. And selfies get old and pictures of us holding our products like this just get really old, right, guys? So we wanted to create a space that was female and mama friendly as far as networking goes. We wanted to create a space where people could come and get pictures that weren't done by their husbands or 3-year-olds. Most of the complaints I got about people getting content was that their photographer was under 3 years old and 3 feet tall. So it wasn't always the best angle, right? But we have so much training every single week. We've got online training. If you're worried about COVID, we still do everything online, but we are doing meetups here in San Diego 2 a month. We have 9 cities that we are a part of, but currently not actively meeting, mostly because of weather, outdoor with COVID, just kind of a little bit rougher. But we are actively meeting here in San Diego twice a month. So yeah, it's a monthly membership that is designed to help you navigate life as a personal brand owner, someone who is the face of your brand and wants to show up organically for your people. So I guess essentially what I do, I didn't give you like my little elevator pitch, but what I do is I help ambitious women monetize social and show up organically for their people so that they can actually create a living out of what they're doing online and making sure that they're putting some muscle behind the effort that they're making. I will have Suzanne talk a little bit about her experience with Content and Connection if she wants to.
Yes, when I first found Samantha, my Instagram was a hot mess. I didn't have any idea what I was doing and I was just kind of winging it and learning it on my own. I started working with her one-on-one to really help me nail down my personal brand, my strategy, my themes, the look and feel, all of that stuff. But like Samantha was saying, you know, we started getting into this posting strategy and I was running out of content because here I was, a mom, stay-at-home mom at home with kids. And you know, I was taking pictures of my oils or taking pictures of, you know, selfies. And I didn't have all those cool pictures you see those Instagrammers do, you know, where they're like posing behind a really cool scene or stuff like that. And so we talked about it, and she came up with this really cool idea where we would meet in person and take pictures of each other, you know, people that actually got it Instagram wise. So that is super helpful. But paired with the Facebook group, it's kind of an ongoing social media training to help you, you know, stay relevant with all those topics. Like we did some Reels training a little more in depth a little bit ago. And then Planoly is another big one to help you plan your feed. So you learn all those concepts in the group. It's just, I mean, it's the best. I mean, you know, there's a lot of subscription groups out there, but what's great about this is not just oil business people. This is like social media strategies with other fellow boss babes from like all over. I mean, there's other network marketers there. It's very network marketing friendly. There's mommy bloggers, there's brick and mortar businesses. So like everyone, it's really cool. I learned so much because I learn and see what other people do too. And it's just a really awesome community. So I love it.
Man. Hey, girlfriend.
I know.
You.
Little ones coming to say hey.
Anyway, if you guys have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. Would love to connect with you on Instagram if we're not already connected. If you give me a follow, I will follow back. And this link is also in my bio on Instagram. So if you haven't decided yet, it's not too late. You can still jump in today. To join the membership, the link is somewhere.
It's probably in your bio too. I just dropped your, oops, hold on, let me drop it. I messaged it to,
I got it.
okay.
There's the link to join the membership. So if you do join the membership, just send me a DM before you join the Reels challenge, and I will send you the code for $10 off. So my Instagram is Auctus Social, at AUCTUS Social. And it means growth in Latin. All right, guys. Any other questions before I let you go for the evening?
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
This is
having me.
awesome.
I had a good time. I'm gonna go cook dinner. I can smell my husband fired up the barbecue. So I'm stoked about that. But so excited to see your Reels, guys. I can't wait to watch as you grow and move further into all things Instagram. So follow along, even if you're not ready to join anything. I'm sure that you will take some nuggets away from the free content that I offer, and excited to connect with you guys online.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the challenge.
Bye, guys.
All right, thank you.
And like I said, links are in the bio if you need them. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.